Hello, and welcome back to my channel. This is Reactology with GBD. How are you doing? And Mother Winnie. Now, has been a very busy Sunday for me with the piping hot tea, piping with this LMAH drama consistently going on with that motel hotel takes me out of, and then Carlos. This is another Carlos show, Love and Marriage DC recap. But Carlos is taking me there, around the corner, up through the woods, and over the river, and through the woods, and back. Because if he's going to be neutral, then he needs to stay neutral. And that's all I got to say about that. Because that weaves into what our discussion is going to be about Love and Marriage DC. Anyway, that weaves in from the discussion on Black women not being protected. So I'm just going to breeze right through this episode. It was a lot, but it wasn't a lot. So it's not really anything for me to just get too detailed into. I feel Sharelle. I feel Black. And I feel Joy. This whole love triangle thing, it should have been addressed on the show. Carlos dropped the ball, as he does with many things, as he keeps dropping the ball on Motel Hotel, like I said. Did I say who I was? Reality with DVD, how you doing? All that good stuff. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell button so you can be notified when I upload a video. It's neither here nor there. I want to get right into it. So I'm going off the top of my head memory here, instead of, just rewatching the episode, because like I said, it wasn't a lot to it, but detailed, but not, I don't think, for enough for it to be a part 3, because this was about the friends. Now, it did start off, I remember there was still some discussion going on between Martin and Yusha. It was the typical back and forth. We broke up. I broke up with you. You're an opportunist. I wasn't on the show for opportunity. I really liked you. And then that all falls back on what was Yusha and Sharelle thinking when they introduced him. And she was like, can he leave? He kept saying, can he leave? Can he leave? Now, the funny thing about it was, Yusha had a comeback, didn't he? He said, can I borrow your broom? And they got him and his socks on out of there. But anyway, so the side chick thing comes back up. And honestly, I do believe that Joy's loyalty to her best friend made her look as if it really was a thing that she didn't want to film with Black and Sharelle. A woman who was the lebe of this show, right? Or like on Basketball Wives, y'all remember when Vanessa Bryant, is that her name? No, it wasn't Vanessa Bryant. Vanessa Ryder. She was always speaking up for Carl's wife in regards to Evelyn, but she wasn't on the show. Same thing with Lebe. She wasn't on the show. So my thing is to keep it cohesive. Yes, you could have said that I believe they slept together and left it there. Or I believe she was a side chick and left it there. I believe it was some overlap and left it there. But you carried it out throughout the season, and it made it seem like that SHARELLA was something that she denied that she wasn't. And then that caused conflict with the family. So, like I said, I see all points of view in that, because I do believe one at a time was girls inbox while he was Joyce, but you gonna keep over in and as if I just had this relationship. When I believe him when he said they had conversation and squashed things prior to the show airing. Joy brought it to the show. What happened? Did she have a conversation with her friend again? Because she was like, well, you know what? I understand, Sherelle. I understand. You may have not known what was going on, but, this, that, and the third. And they said that wasn't the case. Then Sherelle gets online before the show airs and airs out the show about, I don't know who needs to hear this, but I was not protected on this show. I was brought in on a narrative that I wasn't even really aware of. Or then on the show, on this episode, you hear her having the colors, and you knew it was coming because the small piece of information that was she said, well, it happens all the time. Just because he complimented me on something, that doesn't mean that I'm his side chick. But see, what Carlos goes wrong in, and I don't understand this, or maybe it's because he's gay, but what he don't understand is that, yes, men do come in your inbox and compliment you on the work that you have done if they admire your work, whether with somebody or not. The thing about it is, the way we're understanding is, even Joy was going towards the end of their relationship. So I don't care. These people are married. And then Carlos said, just because people dip into your time, honey, that doesn't mean that doesn't make it right. What? Who have you done dipped into people inboxes? I see you dipping and dabbing in people inboxes to keep my tab protected. Because it's very obvious to me. As I was saying, I think it would have been better congruency of the show had they just left in more information about Black and SHARELLA. Left that whole thing up. Let them address it. Let him defend himself. Because the one thing that I don't like about Black, because I love Black. Let me just say that. I love Black and SHARELLA. I hate they're not coming back. But the thing I don't like about Black the most is, to me, he kind of let her hang out there on the string to dry. And I know as long as they have been married, he has been able to communicate with her that, yes, indeed, we were still together. I found interest in you. We were on the end of the relationship anyway. What does that matter? So, moving right along, we get to the throuple, because this is where the foolishness ensues, right? So, I'm not gonna go through the whole entire montage. We do know that Carmen in her blues felt unprotected. So, being that she felt unprotected, she decided that she wants to throw Joy all the way up under the bus. So, we're gonna find out, right? So, like I said, there's no chemistry on this show with Clifton and Joy. So, this is where Arena made me sick, right? Everybody bigging Arena up, talking about Ray can be activated and all this type of stuff. But that wasn't cute. For the single, this is what we have to understand. Psychologically, let's use statistics. Women in general, when they are married, run themselves ragged to satisfy households for the most part. However, like I said, in my home, I didn't really see that, but in the beginning, I saw that with Arena and Jamie. Yes, they give a good part of their lives, and that is appreciated. However, at the same time, you can't sit up here and act like single women are not happy, because oftentimes single women have less stress without a man, especially, like, for example, and this is no dig to my mom and dad, this is me explaining, me seeing a two-parent household, very nuclear family, even though, they were departed by death. Both of them are deceased now, but departed by death. My mother, when she and he retired and had the stress of no children in the home and all that type of stuff, her health, and her health increased. I mean, it didn't decline. She wasn't stressed out or worried about what some man was doing. Oftentimes single women are like that. I'm like that. I'm just stress free. It's bad enough that I'm a single parent raising my girls, and then I have to worry about somebody coming in here, with the intentions of just, reality of messing with them. So every time a married woman throws a, go get a man. Go get yourself a man, girl. You ain't got no man. That irritates me. You don't have any single friends that are happy being single. Everybody don't want that appendage. That extra baggage. That always wondering what is he doing in the background. The wondering if he's cheating. The wondering if he's going to bring home some disease or a baby, Martell Hope. Knocking your pH balance off. Go get you a man. Now, when I say I don't like him, no applause, no applause. Bitch, you ain't special. You and all the greens. And then, when you play up this whole throuple stuff, it's not like at any given time you didn't play up on it too. Because I caught you, baby. I caught you. I caught you when you first did your interview. It was your idea to play up on it to get them more popularity on the show. Miss Public Relations person. You know who the most unprotected person on that stage was? And it made me hurt for her. And I don't like Joy. It was Joy. Joy was set out there so vulnerable. And nobody had her back. Do you know Jamie Tyler sat on his behind that whole damn reunion, this last part, on mute? Unless it was edited that way. But Ashley said she was on mute because she was on mute. So I'm thinking Jamie Tyler was in the same position. And nobody talked. Nobody said, hey, Joy, I'm here for you. I understand where you're coming from. Nothing. She was literally, to me, on an island by herself. The only thing that Arena said, this is my friend. Once Karma came out there with the whole, well, I mean, honestly, you know, Joy kind of knew that we weren't friends. You know, she threw me up under the bus that one time. No, she didn't throw you under the bus that one time. She said that's between y'all. You acted as if you could handle it. Then once that was all over, we get to the end of the episodes, you know, going towards the end of the finale. There you are acting as if you weren't friends. Joy did protect you throughout the show. I don't know where this best friend stuff comes from, because like I said before, somebody can come as a close second to my bestie. You can be a second. You can be a close friend of mine. We can confide in each other. But the bestie with the 3 besties or the 4 besties on it. Bestie, our birthday 10 days apart, both Scorpios. That bestie. Like, that's my Alicia to Ashley. Okay? Nobody can take her place. I don't care what we go through. She will always have that title. But because Joy, and poor thing, but because Joy didn't have that growing up initially, because she was put out there with a bunch of boys, raised like a boy, raised to feel like a boy. Once she sets herself up to have an emotional attachment to a woman, she's different than I am. Because I've always had my best. Like I said, we've been friends over 40 years. That's not an old 40-year thing. And so when Clifton brought that appendage, well, you know, I call appendages anybody that tags along and acts as if they're your friend when they really are not. It's sort of like Velcro. When he attached that Velcro to the situation, it made it seem like they were all friends. And that really messed Joy up. And I was sad for her. I really felt for Joy. Now, what I do like is that she was honest. She was honest, but then again, you can look at it like this. If you watch Ready to Love, that was her Dakia moment. Shout out to Dakia. Now you got a little bit of what Dakia felt like. when you just knew you had everything sold up with Cliff Torn. And then he showed you on that stage that he didn't have your back. And so, like I said, I definitely felt for Joy, but let's get to some of the conversation with her and Carmen. She did protect Carmen. And then Carmen said that they had conversations about, where they stood in this throuple adventure. I, believe Carmen there. But what Joy did not understand was the attachment that she had. Well, what Carmen did not understand is the attachment that Joy truly did have to her. And that was sad to watch because I could see the disappointment in her face about that. Now, between the argument between Irena and Carmen told her she had a man. And everybody has confirmed, which I saw DJ Richie Sky, Winter, Ashley, and Carmen do their live. And what's weird to me is that Irena played that like she hadn't ever met that lady's boyfriend or whatever he is. That was weak on Irena's part. You sitting up there throwing out that she needs a man and she has one. Foolishness. Why even go down that road? And knowing you had been around. And I believe Carmen there. I don't believe much that comes out of Carmen's mouth. Let me just say, this is a distrustful woman. And like Joy told her, you know how to spend things. If you didn't want people to say that you all were a throuple, you know a way of spending things or not saying anything, but you get around these women who you know don't see it for me, and you decided that you wanted to be some kind of beacon of hope for them in a way of a relationship with them. But you kept throwing out there that Ashley is the HBIC, and you, in my opinion, started realizing that Ashley was your way onto the show instead of Carmen, instead of Joy and Clifton. That's just the way I see it. They were talking about Yusha thirsty. Yusha is thirsty, and Yusha is thirsty as well. Karma. You want to be on that show so bad, and you kept ignoring my question down to DJ Richard Sky in that live last night, because I asked you 3 times, did you want to be on the show? And then you came up with your PR spin, which really let me know you was spinning some bullshit. I know what I know, and I see what I see. And that's why you all up in Ashley's ass now. Now, Winter, again, has confirmed she's definitely not coming back. And I'm going to have to resonate myself with that because, I mean, what kind of little peppy, feisty energy can be given by who else? Who else are they going to cast the net out there to have someone come back to this show if somebody else come back to the show? Ashley kept saying it's her show. She's not going anywhere. But at the same time, I don't care if it is your show. It's only so far that you can go with that whole thing, that whole narrative about dragging your boss, honey. Because like I said, at some point, he can't let you go as well. And does it all the time. So we get the little reaction of Joy with Deep Creek and then her reaction to Terry. The reason why, in my opinion, and this is not me giving psychology information not based on a professional opinion. This is me giving psychology information based on my degree. My degree tells me, and my psychology mind tells me, that Terry was hitting her right all up in the kisser, talking her out. Those little target signs at the store? And that little bullseye on that dog's eye. Hitting her all over. Just shooting arrows and landing them completely on target. Terry had a pet, and that's what was irritating her. However, when she needed her husband the most, he wasn't there. And when they asked her was she happy, she had to admit that she was. Because, and then, what would you have had me say, goofy dummy? What you could have said was, this is not the time or the place. Being right there for her. And then, when Karma got on her and kept saying she wasn't her friend, that she was your friend, what you should have said in that moment was, well, homie, blue-eyed friend, blue-eyed demon, blue-eyed devil, with your greens, whatever you call them, me and you can't be cool either with your sexy self. Okay, in the end, we can say that Joy and Clifton are where they want to be. They are still together. They are posting pictures all over IG and Twitter showing them with the Tyler. So we know that that is a part of the cast. But let me just add a but in there. Who is going to be a friend of or whatever for Ashley and Quick? Because the bridge between Ashley, Quick, and Raina, Joy, and that whole crew is burnt. Unless Carlos can come up with something to fix that whole situation. But when I heard Ashley, and like I said, I keep seeing Scorpio for her, but she never did confirm if she was a Scorpio to me. I kept asking her in the chat. But I know this about Scorpios. It's going to be really, really hard for her to put differences aside with Raina. Because she pretty much said when Raina said, when she challenged her parenthood and said she was laying around drunk, that she couldn't come back from that. So if she can't come back from that, then who's she going to film with? Because those other couples are filming are cool enough to film together. She doesn't have Winter to film with. She doesn't have Monique. They have to bring in another couple. She doesn't have SHARELLA and Black. They're done. So who's gonna come in? They're gonna have to find a couple that can put up with Ashley shit. Basically, the only person that's really willing to do that is Alicia, and according to Jamie, they don't want to film with her anymore. So I guess we'll see. Maybe Carlos could pull some kind of shit out of his bag, honey. He does a whole lot of that, bullshit, and we can see right through him now. I mean, it's clear as that damn shirt he had on his chest when he didn't have on a shirt. Now he about to run his other shows in the ground with this foolishness. And he needs to pay more attention to Bell Collective. Because Bell Collective is the show where it's at. Actually, to me, Bell Collective could surpass Love and Marriage Huntsville if he did it the right way and it being a standalone show as it is. And then he's talking about putting Selena ass on the show. Oh, she filmed. Oh, I can't stand her. But that's neither here nor there. That's me going down a different river. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell button so you can be notified when I upload a video. And as I do when I close, I'm going to chunk them up. Deuces, that's the end of Love and Marriage DC. Good luck to them and good luck to this show. Like I said, it was a toxic season. It was hard to recap, but I still want the show to work. And that's the only thing I can say about it.